Hi, it's Colette. Welcome to my channel. This is a book review, and it's a book that I was really looking forward to get and really looking forward to actually reading. And I did enjoy it, but it was different from what I thought it would be. Let me read some of the back. It's actually Spiritual Beings or Economic Tools, Just Who Are We by Peter Strothers. Now, Peter Strothers is a spiritual activist who campaigns that our higher selves can only be awakened by exposing the enslaving traits of modern day capitalism. Yes, totally agree with that, and that's why I got the book, and that's why I'm interested in it. It's many times we ask, is the way we live really the way we want to live? But just how many times do we question whether it reflects who we are deep inside? Most of us sense at whatever conscious level that it doesn't. How could it, living under the all persuasive pressures of such a faithless, fearful economic system as we do? Yet what do most of us do about it? And it goes on to explore about it. Now, I actually love the cover on this. It's absolutely beautiful. When I got it, started reading it, very, very interested in what was to be said. I thought though it might be I thought it might be quite boring in a way, because I thought it might be full of statistics and this that about governments. And yes, there are a few statistics in there, but not a lot. So I was looking at it more from the sort of economic aspect, because I'm very, very interested in politics and also spirituality. And it really is a very, very good book. But if you're looking for something that's got lots of facts and figures and, a lot of looking into the economy and what capitalism does, it's not like that. But it's actually all the better for that, because why I really like this book is it definitely builds and builds and builds. And it gets us to understand the way that we're all like parts of the machine, and the way that we shop to assuage a feeling that's not being fulfilled, and even the way that we're so blind to that. And it's very good from that point of view. But what I thought was lovely about it is it has like interludes of different stories the whole way throughout the book. And the stories in themselves are good, the way people deal with things. Nelly, behave. Sorry, my dog's having a wee squeal to herself down here. It really, these stories are fantastic. In fact, some of them, are stopped and you'll get a bit more of it further down the book. And part of me wanted to skip bits to get to what happened with that person, or what happened. Did they understand things? Did they, by the time of their death, did they get the situation? So the stories in themselves completely add to the book, and in between that we've got the aspects of how we are and things to think about ourselves. And it's just, I'm not getting over the way I want to, because it's a hard book to categorise, because it's very, very spiritual, and it's asking us to look deeply within. It's asking us to understand why we do certain things. From the author himself, I mean, he's very much along the lines, one of us, the way he started off with the aspect of, doing what we're meant to do, getting the marriage, getting the house, getting the debt, getting the car, it's all there. And I'm sure we'll all recognise sometimes our younger selves, or some younger people may actually see themselves now. That aspect is a really good writer. He's not actually saying, you're dumb, look what we did, and I'm dumb. It's very much of, this need for awakening and understanding, because of the lives we live in, the time that we live, and the absence of that source or creator energy. And because of not really working with that, that's why we feel something is very missing. So there's all the author's aspect in it. Then there's the stories dotted about. and together it actually makes a very whole book, and a very interesting book, because yes, although there's not big statistics there, there's enough facts that you know that the author knows his stuff. There's enough of his own personal story in it that you connect with him. There's other people's stories in it that you're really interested to see if they manage to write things, or if they manage to go back to source in some way, or if they had their awakening. That's really, really good. And there's certain ways of, exercises to, suggestions of how we could look within and how we could do this, or a way to look at that. And together it just becomes a very, very interesting book. As I say, my initial thought of it would be a lot of economic facts and figures, and possibly that's because, of the word economic in the front, but it's not in itself a big economics book. It's a book about spirituality and capitalism and where we fit in that. The other thing I would say is it's written from a Christian perspective, which is totally fine. And right near the start, the author is saying, now, this, when I say God, or I say him with an H, really just put in your own way of connecting to source, whether it's universe, goddess, Buddha, whatever you believe in. Just put it in there, and that's good that he says that. Towards the end of the book, there's a wee bit more Christianity in it, but not enough that maybe another race wouldn't just, not race, another faith or no faith would be, I don't know, maybe squashed by it or feel that it's not a book for them. It is there, it is from a Christian angle as it goes further along, but if you read at the start, you're well aware that you're going to be putting your own goddess, source, universe in, and once you've got that through, it becomes very, very easy to read, and it's fine. But I thought I'd just put that in, just so people know. But it's a good book. I certainly went back and read some chapters again, which is a very interesting thing, because it wasn't that I didn't get them the first time round. It was that I wanted to kind of understand them maybe at a deeper level and go deeper into myself. When I actually go back and read chapters, just because I feel I want to experience again, it's that shows that it's a quality book with a lot to say. It's not the same as maybe 2 years after you've read a book, going back to it because you like it. If you read a book and once you're through one of the chapters you think, yeah, that resonates with me, let me go back and read it again so I can get more from it. That's what I mean. And Peter Strothers managed to make that happen with me. And as you know, I read a lot of books, and there's some books I've skimmed chapters because I'm bored, but I actually went back and read quite a few of his chapters. And also, I will say, one of my favourite parts about it was the illustration of what the author was trying to get over by the personal stories in the book. So it's by O-Books. It's not a bad sized book, keep you going. And yeah, I really liked this one, although it wasn't what I thought it would be. And that's always a good lesson, not to go into it with a idea of what you're gonna think you're getting, because this book was quite a surprise to me and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So there you go. I hope you've liked this book review, and if you're interested in the book, it'll be on all good booksellers and Amazons and all sorts of things, and I do think it is now. And that was my dog sneezing in the background. So many blessings now. Bye.